which is an online global community for a cause, a matchmaking crowdfunding platform. He will share his views on this.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Am I audible now? It's on. Is it better now? Okay. There was some problem with the pen drive, but fortunately I had this on my iPad, so I thought let me just try and connect. Can you break? That's good. Okay, good evening. Just as a quick introduction, this is a new venture that I have started, nothing but passion. I worked with various corporates for about 20 years, and until last year I was the CFO at EMC Corporation, their R&D center in India. Worked with manufacturing and startups before that. While working as a CFO at EMC, I also had the privilege to run their sustainability programs, and it was indeed a very gratifying, very fulfilling journey. Gave me an opportunity to understand the impact that we can make and we should be making. While doing the CSR and sustainability programs at EMC, I was also passionate about employee engagement. So whatever we did, whether it was a school adoption, whether it was any environmental initiative, we tied it back to employees. And to my surprise, the impact was profound. In the words of HR, they came and said the kind of feedback we are getting from people, it was reflecting in our annual Voice of Workforce surveys, which was done annually. The sense of pride, employee retention and productivity went up. And so I saw in reality what a lot of studies worldwide have shown, that it has a great impact on the morale of people. Then in our society, there are a lot of young people, especially in their 20s, early 30s, housewives, senior citizens. They want to make a difference. Today's young crowd, they want to see a greener India, they want to see cleaner world, they want to see better governance, they want to see more jobs, they want to see a corruption-free society, and but they don't know where to go. I speak with my friends in the industry, the CEOs and CFOs. I also had the privilege of being the regional chair for NASCOM while I was at EMC. When I speak with people, they say, I don't know which NGO I should partner with, because this whole layer of skepticism that all the NGOs are bad, or they are run by politicians, so which is also not a healthy sign when it comes to the need for when it comes to collaboration between companies and NGOs. I went to a few industry forums, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India annual event where I had to speak on CSR, and I felt that people had a very myopic view of CSR. Either they are questioning, why should I spend 2%? This is shareholders' money. Who are you to spend that? Or people would say, I'm paying taxes, and look at the roads, look at the government schools, look at the government hospitals. Why should I be paying more? So when I presented to them how globally companies are spending money on CSR, where they have got the best of infrastructure, education and healthcare, and when there is no law, they still spend. Mr. Ratan Tata spoke last year at Stanford. There's a nice short 2-minute video you can YouTube and find it, where he spoke about their company spending 4%. For ages they have been doing, and there was no legislation. And he speaks about bridging the gap between the haves and have-nots and how it has brought them to where they are. Then when I bring those examples, people come and say, Sandeep, it was different. I got a different perspective, and I didn't know it can make a difference. But all this said, what came to my mind was there is an opportunity. My passion is technology. While I've been more in a variety of international finance leadership roles, I've been more a techie at heart. People development is my passion. Giving back to the society is another passion. And I thought, let me bring something together. And that's how CSR Next was born. For companies, it is corporate social responsibility. Actually, the theme is connect, share, reciprocate. I will just quickly tell you what this is, and if you have any questions, and then you can later log in whenever you get a chance and explore this more. It is basically a Facebook-like platform, works like Facebook. And whole of 2000, this is what I have done with a couple of senior guys who did the coding, and I was doing the system architecture, UI, UX, and everything, and it has gone live last month after extensive user testing. The URL is csrnext.org. It is a Facebook for a cause. It works like Facebook. It has a lot of features of TripAdvisor or LinkedIn or blog writing, but at the heart of it, it is a community for a cause. The target members can be anybody who care for people, planet, and society, like companies, NGOs, volunteers, activists, eco-friendly goods sellers, recyclers, consultants, thought leaders, government agencies, so on and so forth. The purpose is to address this need of matchmaking. It's a matchmaking platform, and it also has crowdfunding in this, so you can raise money online through a secure payment gateway integration. You can promote a cause and raise money, and it's basically connecting various stakeholders in a marketplace. So you can find the right NGO, you can post a job, you can find volunteers, NGOs can find corporates, you can find consultants. You want to have a green facility, you can go and find green consultants. And idea is to build trust. As you see in the fourth bullet, while various stakeholders come on board, this point of skepticism around the credibility of NGOs was another important thing for me. That here you can go and rate and review other members or other organizations. Like an NGO has a page, they can showcase their credentials, and you can rate and review in terms of your experience of dealing with them. So over a period of time, they build their credibility, and it's easier for them to find partners or raise money. And the last point is, it also becomes an employee engagement tool for companies. So people come forward, connect in a social networking platform. Within the company, you develop camaraderie, better humility, teamwork, and they connect with the external world to see some of the best practices that other companies are following. So it has a wall like Facebook. It has crowdfunding. You can set up your page. You can promote events. You can post jobs. It has groups, blogs, forums. You can help your neighborhood. There is some accident that happens, any disaster that happens. You can seek help for them. You can run polls, contests. So try to make it interactive and friendly for people, where there is enough to keep yourself engaged. Is my voice going on and off on this? That's what I felt. Is it better now? Okay. And the last thing is about making it a repository of documents that you may need if you want to do a talk, you want anything related to sustainability, all useful information. The idea is to make it available. It's a for-profit social enterprise. If people like us have to come together, create something, and my idea is to take it beyond India by mid-next year, raise venture capital funding. It's a completely bootstrapped startup till now, and it's expensive to build something which is globally scalable, secure. The cost of technology is high, and and we have to come together and say, take it beyond India, and the cost of marketing, the cost of technology is there, and it has to sustain for itself. So there are ways to monetize the platform through corporates, but it is a social entrepreneurship venture for a cause. Now look at the scenarios. Here is a child labor who wants to go to school, and she doesn't know, who's there to help. Here is a lady who is an accomplished professional. She wants to do something good. She doesn't know where to go. Here is a lady. She walks 2.5 kilometers to find some drinking water. An NGO is looking to raise money. They can solve the water crisis, but they don't know how to raise. Here is within city like Bangalore, a bunch of doctors, oncologists, they are running preventive cancer screening camps. They are looking for corporate partnerships to mentor more people and scale. They are not getting that support. Here is a CEO of a company. He wants employees to come forward and run sustainability. He is looking for a platform or engage. And these are some few things that I came across, and as I mentioned in the beginning, people need to know where to go. And on top of that, this legislation came in where 20,000 plus companies have to now comply with CSR, and about $3 billion or 18 to 20,000 crore rupees coming into the system. There is a need to mobilize that in the right direction by bringing partnerships together, by bringing collaboration. Otherwise, some of my CEO friends tell me, I don't know where to go. मैं सोच रहा हूँ Prime Minister Relief Fund को दे दूँगा. I think this is shameful. If the country needs so much, just because you can't find a right partner and for the sake of compliance you write a check to PM Relief Fund, I think there is indeed an opportunity, and that's where I am making an attempt to bring them together. Here is a citizen initiative next to my house on Sajapur Road. Lake was revived. They went through a harrowing time, the Kaikondrali Lake. This Swedish company has also made a video on this, and it's now gained international attention. But it was not an easy journey, and thanks to the apathy of the government, eventually citizens had to come together and do this. But I wish there was a platform like this. I think the collaboration would have been a lot easier. Same thing happened in my ward about waste management. BBMP and the government officials did nothing, and citizens eventually came together and created a Facebook platform and started the waste segregation drive, and which is currently impacting about 8,500 households. There are a lot of organizations doing outstanding work in the country, and here is some example, but they are all doing their bits and pieces. What I'm trying to do is bringing all of them under one umbrella. So CSR Next does not compete with anybody. It's an enabling platform. If you're doing something, come on board and further your cause, promote yourself, grow further, and find like-minded partners. So that's the objective. I've covered most of it. It's a first of its kind marketplace, works like Facebook, and it's a scalable technology, and it can be also used for employee engagement. There are a lot of features that I mentioned, and they are all available to corporates, NGOs, volunteers, others. Idea is to make them addicted to this. Once there is big scale and a lot of stuff happening, people are sharing their videos and experiences and pictures, more people will come forward, and idea is to build that momentum and then continue to grow it. For corporates, our idea is to package it as an employee engagement platform, give them a premium platform for their employees to come forward and engage, and give them account management support. That also becomes a way of sustaining this portal financially. There are some of the pictures of my stint of running CSR at EMC when I was also the CFO. Some of the school that we adopted, the first school we adopted, the waste management drive, the blood donation camp, eye pledging camp, ladies doing healthcare hygiene talks for teenage girls in nearby schools, and we didn't have to go to any rural area. These were the school on top left that you see, it's bang opposite Phoenix Mall on Whitefield Road, and the 800 children, the teenage girls were dropping out because they didn't have toilets. So we didn't have to go far. Within the Bangalore city, we found enough opportunities to do something and to make a small contribution. And that's where again the inspiration came, that if it is happening in Bangalore, then what would be happening outside in small places or in villages. Very privileged to have some very senior people on the advisory board. The first person happens to be my ex-boss from EMC. He's the Senior Vice President and Managing Director for Asia Pacific. The second person, he is an Harvard alumnus and chairman of the largest beverage can manufacturing facility in Maharashtra. There is another gentleman, he is chairman of a large healthcare facility. He is most likely to sign up in the coming week. I'm also talking to a couple of investors to raise some venture funding to give it the marketing push that it needs. And after that, I will be talking to some of the venture capitalists. Second half of next year, my plan is to take it beyond India. This is a cloud-hosted, secure, scalable platform, and it can be leveraged in other countries once we have some success and learning within India. And in the long run, also like to have this get a seat at the policy making of the government of India, or work with some of the global philanthropic institutions and make a positive impact. So that's about the venture. It's a beginning. It has just gone live. I urge you to sign up. It's free. It's fast on csrnext.org. If you have any questions, any feedback, please do write to me at sandeep@csrnext.org. To know more about me, you can go to my personal website, sandeepkejriwal.com, find more details. If you have any questions, I can take now or later in the panel. But thank you for being a wonderful audience, and I hope this was useful. Thank you.